In this podcast episode, Theo welcomes Senator Bernie Sanders, a prominent figure in American politics known for his progressive views and advocacy for social justice. The conversation covers a wide range of topics, including healthcare, the influence of money in politics, the current political landscape, and the importance of grassroots activism. Senator Sanders highlights the overwhelming influence of money in politics, particularly the role of billionaires and corporate interests in shaping policy. He points out that the Supreme Court's Citizens United decision has exacerbated this issue, allowing unlimited contributions to political campaigns through super PACs. He emphasizes that this creates a system where the interests of ordinary citizens are often sidelined in favor of wealthy donors. Vaughn and Sanders discuss the implications of this financial influence on democracy, with Sanders arguing that it leads to an oligarchic system where a small number of wealthy individuals control political and economic life. He expresses concern that this trend undermines the democratic process and makes it increasingly difficult for ordinary people to have their voices heard. A significant portion of the conversation focuses on healthcare, a topic that Sanders has championed throughout his career. He argues that healthcare should be considered a human right, pointing out that the United States is the only major country that does not guarantee healthcare for all its citizens. He contrasts the American system with those in countries like Canada, where healthcare is publicly funded and accessible to everyone without the burden of exorbitant costs. Sanders shares alarming statistics about the impact of medical debt on Americans, noting that many people face bankruptcy due to healthcare expenses. He highlights the need for comprehensive healthcare reform, advocating for a Medicare-for-All system that would expand coverage to all citizens while reducing overall costs. The senator argues that the current system benefits insurance companies and pharmaceutical corporations at the expense of patients, leading to unnecessary stress and suffering. The conversation delves deeper into the role of lobbyists in shaping healthcare policy. Sanders reveals that there are approximately 1,800 lobbyists representing the pharmaceutical industry in Washington, D.C., which significantly outnumbers the elected officials. He argues that this creates a power imbalance, where corporate interests dictate policy decisions rather than the needs of the public. Vaughn and Sanders discuss the challenges of enacting meaningful reform in a system dominated by money and influence. Sanders emphasizes the importance of grassroots activism and public support in pushing for change. He encourages listeners to engage in political discourse and advocate for policies that prioritize the well-being of ordinary citizens over corporate profits. Throughout the episode, Sanders stresses the importance of grassroots movements in effecting change. He shares his own experiences in politics, highlighting that significant progress often comes from the collective efforts of individuals who are passionate about social justice. He encourages young people and activists to pursue their passions, whether through direct political engagement or community organizing. Vaughn and Sanders discuss the potential for a 32-hour workweek as a means to improve the quality of life for workers. Sanders argues that as productivity increases due to technological advancements, workers should benefit from reduced hours without a loss of pay. He believes that this could alleviate stress and improve overall well-being, while also addressing income inequality. As the conversation shifts to the upcoming election cycle, Sanders reflects on the current political landscape and the challenges facing the Democratic Party. He expresses concern about the potential for division within the party and the need for unity in order to effectively challenge Republican candidates. He acknowledges the complexities of the political system, but remains optimistic about the possibility of change through collective action. Vaughn and Sanders discuss the role of media in shaping public perception and the growing distrust of traditional news outlets. Sanders notes that many people are turning to alternative sources of information, which can lead to the spread of misinformation. He emphasizes the need for honest and transparent reporting on critical issues, particularly those affecting working-class Americans. In closing, Senator Bernie Sanders expresses gratitude for the opportunity to discuss these important issues with Theo. He reiterates the need for systemic change in healthcare, campaign finance, and the political landscape as a whole. Sanders encourages listeners to remain engaged, active in their communities, emphasizing that real change is possible when individuals come together to advocate for a better future.